Well, it was cold on the mountain today. Business owners who were open today on Mount Lemmon say today was a nice change of pace with the recent snow.
Yes, those businesses also said that it barely snowed on the mountain this month, and even last month was pretty bad too.
News 4 Tucson's Jafet Serrato is live near the base of Mount Lemmon. And Jafet, we know that you spoke with businesses today about this latest dusting. What are they saying?
Sean and Angelique, business owners at Mount Lemmon, tell me they understand that little snow translates to small sales, but with the recent snowfall and a dry winter, they'll take what they can get.
It is a saving grace, and it's really nice to see it. It'll help a little bit.
Greg Carpenter, owner of the general store here on Mount Lemmon, is describing the recent snowfall that attracted visitors here. It's been a while since Mount Lemmon had this much snow on the ground, Carpenter says.
It's been a very dry January. We've had a couple of small snowfalls, but they've been very light and very dry snow.
Carpenter depends on snow, so more visitors will come in to shop at his store. But he says the doors here are still open even when there's no white stuff on the ground.
So we don't make any big changes going with the lack of snow. We just kind of keep hoping that it's going to snow.
And when it does snow, not all businesses can open right away. Take, for example, Sawmill Run Restaurant.
Just uncertainty of the weather, the road conditions, and then also just to help, protect the employees as well that don't have four-wheel drive.
Shea Villafane lives in Summerhaven, but most of his co-workers at Sawmill Run do not, keeping them from driving up the mountain if road restrictions are in place. Villafane agrees it's been a dry winter recently, but like all the other businesses here, all he can do is hope for more snow for the rest of winter.
With that weather change, usually, it's going to stay around, hopefully.
Mount Lemmon Highway here behind me was restricted yesterday for travel, as according to PCSD. The road leading up to the mountain opened back up today at 1 p.m. and as of right now, it's still open. Live near the base of Mount Lemmon, Jafet Serrato, News for Tucson.
Thank you, Jafet. Casa Grande police are on the hunt for two suspects who robbed an employee at gunpoint last Friday. Now, we want to warn you before showing you this video, some may find it disturbing. Now, this video was captured on surveillance cameras at Merle's Automotive on Florence Boulevard in Casa Grande. Police say around 6 a.m., two suspects robbed the employee and then left with an undisclosed amount of cash. Now, thankfully, the employee you see on the ground there was not seriously injured. If you recognize these suspects, you're urged to call Casa Grande Police immediately.
Well, the Marana Police Department is also on the hunt for a burglary suspect. Now, this is going to be a $1,000 reward up for grabs right now for anyone with information that could lead to this person's arrest. Police say that the incident happened early yesterday morning near Orange Grove and Interstate 10. If you recognize the suspect or the truck, you're urged to call 88 Crime, and you can remain anonymous.
A woman from Seattle has now been sentenced after assaulting a flight attendant while en route to Phoenix. 24-year-old Aaliyah Stalder will spend the next 3 years on probation. Stalder attempted to open multiple cabin doors, we're told, while on a flight from Seattle to Phoenix back in 2023, and then assaulted one of the flight attendants while they were trying to restrain her. According to the U.S. State's Attorney's Office, Stalder will not be able to fly commercial flights without approval, and she must pay over $8,000 in restitution.
And over $1,200 is now being offered as a reward for information regarding a murder. Take a look here. This is Danny Jackson. We're told back on July 8th of 2020, officers found Jackson dead in the parking lot of an apartment complex near Menlo Park and A Mountain. Police say that he died from a gunshot wound, and we're also told Jackson was known to frequent that area. If you have any information regarding this case, you are urged to call 88 Crime, and you can remain anonymous.
Coming up on News 4 Tucson at 6, the best bird's eye view. We'll let you in on a bird watcher's dream location right here in southern Arizona.
Plus, a diamond in the rough and even more. Tucson welcoming vendors from around the world showcasing their shiny gems. We'll have more when we return after the break.
Live from KVOA, this is News 4 Tucson. You're watching News 4 Tucson, live at 6, with Sean Mooney, Monica Garcia, Matt Brode, and Jenna Fink.
Well, both birds and bird watchers have descended upon southern Arizona, and with so many cool species migrating here for the winter, it's every bird fanatic's dream.
Yes, there's some beautiful species here. News 4 Tucson's Robbie Reynolds shows us just one hot spot in Cochise County. Take a look.
When you're walking around town, be sure to look up at the sky because you might see one of the many unique species in Arizona.
Come down here for the winter, they hang out, and all us geeky people around here with cameras come and see them.
The Whitewater Draw Wildlife Area is one of the best places in Arizona to see the sandhill cranes. These birds come down to Arizona between September and March. They're a favorite for local bird enthusiasts and people from across the country. They stand in the water to avoid predators and then take off every morning. It's a nice life for birds who make a very long trip.
Most of those cranes spend the summer in the Rocky Mountain states, Wyoming, Colorado, and so forth. But some, the lesser, the smaller of the birds, can fly all the way to Siberia. We know because we've attached a radio collar to them and track their movement.
Game and fish officials say around 40,000 sandhill cranes migrated to Arizona this season. Hunting is not allowed at Whitewater Draw, but the birds can be hunted in other areas. The bag limit is 3. Robbie Reynolds, News 4 Tucson.
All right, time to check in now with Storm Tracker 4 Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode. Soon we're going to be switching those beanies for flip-flops, everything else. Yeah, changing the wardrobe again.
The shorts out, yeah.
Well, I think tomorrow's the last day of January, so welcome to February in the desert. Now, we can cool down in February, don't get me wrong. Remember the rodeo happens in February, we can see rain, snow, but hey, we are definitely entering a much warmer pattern. In fact, this just came out from the Climate Prediction Center, and they're putting a pretty good bullseye of anywhere from 70 to 80% likelihood for the period of time, February 4th through the 8th being well above average. Question is, what happens after that period of time? And the answer to that is we're going to have to watch these trends. We'll try to walk you through it here in the next couple minutes. Top 10 today in the city of Tucson, 58 degrees. That is 10 degrees below our climatological averages, which should be around 68 for this time of year, 50s for Cochise and Santa Cruz County. So here's what we're tracking then. Near freezing again tonight. What else is new, right? It's been a very cold January, especially during the morning hours. So I do think Tucson stays probably a degree or two above freezing. Now that's in the sort of populated areas, Midtown, the airport, for example. However, if you get into some of those cooler outlying areas, could be several degrees below freezing. Warm-up does get kicked off tomorrow, and yes, this is not a misprint or a typo. Mid-80s look pretty likely next work week. Let's break down the rest of your night then. It looks like upper 40s as soon as 8 o'clock, mid-40s, 10 o'clock, and 2 a.m. we're still at 40, but it's right in between that 2 a.m., I think an 8 a.m. period of time, probably 6:37 in the morning when we get our coldest, but 37 at 8. We should top off somewhere into the upper 60s, close to 70. And how about this shot, guys? Some fresh snow that finally fell last night as we look live from our Storm Tracker 4 Skycam network coming to you from the Catalina Mountains. Airport temperature 55 degrees, light winds from the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Dew point, in a good spot, but it's right at 32, so we can't get colder than the dew point. So I think a 33, 34 is probably a good guess at what we could expect early tomorrow morning. Still 50s across really the entire city of Tucson, mid 40s up in Oracle and all of Cochise County, with the exception of Benson now into the 40s. So we can expect a long, cold night of weather. Dry air in place, guys, and that means temperatures cool down relatively quickly during the nighttime, and they can also pick back up during the daytime hours. Let's try to time out our next weather maker. Well, you can see this ridge of high pressure will start to build in. Sunny weekend, at least mostly sunny, with some clouds moving through on Saturday, but dry and unseasonably warm as this big, broad area of low pressure, I should say high pressure, moves on in. This is Tuesday. I think that's probably going to be the peak of our heat. And then we got a little disturbance that looks like it's trekking through the Great Basin. Now we see this is a new model run. You can see some green in the weather map. This would be a week from today. Right now we have upper 70s. If this trend continues and this digs farther to the south, we may have to shave off many more degrees. So as always, stand by and stay tuned. Meanwhile, cold early tomorrow morning, low 30s for your morning lows, much warmer for daytime highs into the upper 60s, could even hit 70 in the warmest spots, 20s for Cochise and Santa Cruz County, your daytime highs also into the 60s. Storm Tracker 4 10-day tracker, upper 60s tomorrow, 10 warmer. Mid-70s Saturday. Look at this, Sunday, 81. Weekend, sunny, mostly sunny anyway. Very warm. 87 Monday, 85 Tuesday. And then this is a little uncertain right here. Wednesday and beyond, we still have upper 70s, but the latest sort of intelligence does show that low pressure possibly moving farther to the south. If that trend continues, we'll have to lower those temperatures. So as always, stay tuned, Angelique.
No, it's hard to believe we're in winter, Matt.
Crazy.
I know. All right, thank you. Well, Tucson is shining bright today, and for the next couple of weeks at the 70th Annual Gem Show on 22nd Street, vendors from all over the world will migrate to the desert city to showcase their work. Steve Cross with Good Migrations Studio has been coming all the way from Alaska for almost 10 years. Known as the world's most dangerous artist, he uses materials such as real dinosaur bones to make his paints. It's pretty dangerous because it's slightly radioactive.
This is a melting pot. For nerds like me, you can find anything in the known world from dinosaur bones to rare Paraíba stones, rare gems. Almost anything under the sun comes to Tucson. There's no place like this on Earth.
If you would like to attend any of the Gem Show showcases here in Southern Arizona, go to our website at KVOA.com.
Well, this weekend we have learned a prescribed burn is going to be taking place at Fort Huachuca. Fort Huachuca and the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management will be conducting a prescribed burn to reduce wildfire risk, they say, and improve ecosystem health. Smoke will be visible throughout the day Saturday, they tell us, but it shouldn't impact the military base.
And here's a look at what we're working on tonight for News 4 Tucson at 10. First, slow law enforcement response times have some residents in one remote part of Pima County very concerned, among them a family that recently lost a loved one to a murder.
Plus, change is coming to the 100-acre Wood Bike Park. How will the city address the homeless issue there? We'll get the answers. I have all those stories and much more coming up at 10 o'clock. But still ahead in sports, the Color Guard Classic is right around the corner. News 4 Tucson's Jenna Fink has the latest from Media Day when News 4 Tucson at 6 returns.
We're just over a month away from the Cologuard Classic. The tournament brings world-class golf to Tucson, but it's about so much more than that. The Cologuard Classic raises awareness of colon cancer and recognizes those who have been affected by the disease.
I was very emotional when I got done. I don't usually get that emotional, but I teared up at the end.
Joe Durant still remembers the feeling of winning the 2024 Cologuard Classic.
The sea of blue behind us on the 18th hole, that was amazing.
He took in the moment alongside colorectal cancer fighters, survivors, and their families. Among them was Amanda. She was paired with Durant in the tournament's Pairing with a Pro program.
She was inspirational to me. It's like, you know what? You have a great office. You're out here doing what you love to do. I mean, just enjoy the moment.
Before Durant tries to defend his title this year, he picked who he'll be paired with.
Jasmine Mieja.
Jasmine Mejia is an advocate with the Arizona Colorectal Cancer Alliance. She's honoring her mom, who died of colon cancer at age 42.
It also gives us an opportunity to have a voice, through the golfers.
I got to meet her and going to get to spend some nice time with her when the tournament week comes around. So I look forward to being with her. She's got a great personality and looks like she wants to have a lot of fun. So we'll get along great.
Durant and Mejia just met, but they already discovered they have something in common. Your mom and Jasmine's mom share the same name, Daisy. I know it's spelled differently, but was that fate?
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, that's so funny.
I honestly think that is fate. I just, feel so very honored.
That's the kind of connection that happens at this golf tournament, and the guys feel it. The guys feel it deep.
Jerry Kelly knows all about that connection. He's a Cologuard ambassador and has played in the tournament every year.
The people that I've lost and the people that I see in the audience who have lost, and then I see the people who have survived. And it just shows the role that this tournament has played and what we can do if we get the word out to get people screened early, because it's extremely survivable if you catch it early.
The tournament is starting a new initiative this year, Birdies for Survivors. For every birdie made on hole 15, a survivor will get to come to next year's tournament for free.
The more survivors we get here, the more fun it's going to be to play in front of them. And it's just such a heartwarming feeling. I mean, it just makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
The Cologuard Classic tees off March 7th to 9th here at La Paloma Country Club. We have more information on our website, KVOA.com. Reporting in the foothills, Jenna Fink, News 4 Tucson.